It's a big week for the BBC. So just to sort of to wheel back, if people are listening to this in like a month or 2 months, just to sort of join the dots here in terms of how bad this week has been. So the BBC have rumoured or are rumoured to have pulled an episode of David Attenborough's like climate crisis stuff about extinction and about trying to reintroduce animals into the wild because they are worried, so it is said in The Guardian, they're worried about upsetting right-wing tabloids. They don't want to they want to stoke that fire, so they've just pulled this episode by David fucking Attenborough, one of the most celebrated directors and presenters of the modern era. So there's that. Then we have Gary Lineker. So at the beginning of the week, we have the illegal migration bill, which is basically seeking to criminalise dinghies. So if you're having a staycation in the UK this year, don't touch a fucking dinghy. That shit is contraband. And this disgusting bill that they probably won't get passed because it's too outrageous.
It's not there to get passed.
No, that's it. It's there to stoke the flames. It's a campaigning tool. But that was broached earlier in the week. And off the back of that, Gary Lineker, obviously a sports presenter, tweeted that it was he didn't approve of it. And ever since then...
He said it was using language similar to the Third Reich, didn't he?
That's right, yes. And ever since then, the conversation has magically changed from being about how disgusting this illegal migration bill is, in the fact that it would propel asylum seekers into a sort of purgatorial state of just being pushed from this detention centre to that detention centre, and after 28 days we don't know where they're going to go and all of that shit.
Yeah.
That conversation is over now. Now it's all about Gary Lineker and whether he should or should not have said this stuff because he's on a BBC contract. And now, just before we started rolling tonight, he's been basically removed from the match of the day.
I mean, something wonderful happened as well. Ian Wright has said, I am not going to be appearing on this week's match of the day, as had Alan Shearer. As has Alan Shearer, which I think is glorious.
Absolutely.
I think that even if you don't agree with what Gary Lineker's had to say that he's not a news reporter. This is what's getting up on my tits. It's like, if the only thing comparable is the Jeremy Clarkson thing, where over a course of 20 years, he said what the fuck he wanted online, on air, not just in tweets, but on air. He made racist comments. Do you remember the racist comment they made when they were somewhere in Asia? And they made, I don't want to repeat it, but and it's like, so and he get a slap on the wrists, but what it took for him to get fired, allegedly, and I'm going to say absolutely, definitely, factually, because I choose to believe it. What it took to get fired, definitely, factually, was him punching someone who delivered him cold food.
Yeah.
So there's no they're absolutely fine letting far-right fuck nuggets like Jeremy Clarkson say what the fuck they want whenever they want.
Yeah.
And yet when it's someone going, hang on, guys, let's not laugh at people dying in the sea, suddenly it's outrage. And you know what is alarming? What is funny? All of the freedom of speech whack jobs, and also all of the freedom of speech whack jobs and anti-BBC whack jobs are fucking silent.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they? If they had one shred of consistency, I'm not even looking for decency, but consistency. If they had one little bit of consistency, every single one of them would be going, Gary Lineker should be able to say what he wants on his personal tweets.
Yeah.
As they have done with every single person. That's another thing as well. They're really against cancel culture. Not a fucking word out of Nigel Farage. Not a fucking word out of that tosspot Dan Wootton. Not a fucking word out of Lee Anderson. Not a fucking word out of all of the human fucking shitteratis saying, hang on a minute, we're supporting Gary Lineker here, even though we don't. You know the old I don't agree with him, but I defend his right to say it. Where the fuck is that from these morons?
Yeah.
They're all suspiciously quiet. And so all we can take from that is all those far-right fuck nuggets are actually, they don't give a fuck about freedom of speech. They only care about being hateful.